Hey, in this video, I'm going to take you through a yoga sequence that focuses on your glutes. And if we're just meeting, welcome to Roman to Yoga. I'm Casey. Make your way onto your back. Place your hands at heart center. I invite you to set an intention for today's yoga practice. It can be a word or phrase, whatever first comes to your mind. Don't overthink it. Walk your feet in towards your glutes. Place your right ankle just above your left knee. Clasp your hands behind your left thigh. Visualize your right knee coming towards the front of your mat. Breathe in and breathe out. Lower your feet down, pick up your left foot and place it just above the right knee. Clasp your hands behind the right thigh. Draw your chin down and back. Visualize your left knee coming towards the front of your mat. Breathe deeply. Release the pose and gently rock from left to right. Massage out your lower spine. In the easiest way for you, come to a seated position. Adjust your fitness apparel as needed. Come up onto your knees. Draw your low belly in and up. Step your left foot forward. Place your hands on your hips. Draw your hands to heart center and close your eyes. Feel the stretch in your legs. Breathe deeply. If you're feeling any sensation under your right knee, feel free to place a bend in your yoga mat for some additional support. If that's not enough, grab a pillow from your bed. Remember, this is your yoga practice, so you have to do what feels good to you. Step your left foot back. Take a moment. Roll out your shoulders a couple of times. Bring a little bit of movement into your body. On your next breath, step your right foot forward. Hip hinge forward. Place your hands on your hips, but if you want a little bit more, draw your hands to heart center. If you want to work on balance today, I invite you to open your eyes. Place your gaze on a spot in front of you and breathe deeply. If you find yourself wobbling around, close your eyes and place your hands back onto your hips. If you're still wobbling, hip hinge forward and place your hands on the floor. You are exactly where you need to be today. Step your right foot back. Roll out your shoulders a couple of times. Breathe in and breathe out. In the easiest way for you, come to a comfortable seated position. Place a bend in your knees. Pick up your right foot and place it just above the left knee. Circle the ankle out. Pick up your left foot and place it just above your right knee and circle the ankle out. If you have a yoga strap, grab it at this time. Note that you don't need to use the strap to continue this practice. Place the yoga strap around the left ball of your foot. Draw your arms into your chest. Draw your chin down and back. Soften the muscles in your face. Create space between the top and bottom rows of teeth. Flex your right ankle. Notice that there is a slight micro bend in your left leg. Breathe deeply. Flex your left foot. Take your left foot and bend it towards your right ear. It should be a subtle stretch. You should feel this on your IT band. Take your gaze to the right. Breathe deeply. Note that at this time, both hips should remain on the floor. So if that left hip is coming up off the floor, it's signaling that your body has gone too far. Now, lower your left foot all the way towards the ground, your left hip to come off the floor, and keep your gaze towards the right. Breathe deeply. Release the pose, remove the strap, and place all four corners of the left foot into the right thigh. Clasp your hands up overhead. Turn your head to look left and right a couple of times. After you've had some movement, find stillness and close your eyes. Breathe deeply. Release the pose, draw your knees into your chest, and gently rock from left to right. Breathe in and breathe out. If you're using your yoga strap, grab it at this time. Place the yoga strap around the ball of the right foot. Extend the left leg long, flex your foot. Notice that there's a micro bend in your right leg. Flex your right ankle. Hug your arms into your rib cage. Draw your chin down and back. Soften the muscles around your eyes. Breathe deeply. Transfer the yoga strap to your left hand. Take your gaze towards the right. Place your right arm in the T position. Notice that your right foot is making its way towards your ear. If your right hip is coming up off the ground, you've gone a little bit too far. Both hips should remain on the ground at this time. Breathe in and breathe out. Now lower your right foot all the way down towards the mat. Your hip will come up off your mat. Breathe deeply. Remove the yoga strap and draw all four corners of the right foot into the left thigh. Clasp your hands up overhead. Turn your head to look right. Turn your head to look left. And then rest the head in the neck's neutral position. Draw your chin down and back. I invite you to revisit the words of your intention that you set at the beginning of today's yoga practice. Release the pose. Draw your knees in towards your chest and gently rock from left to right. Breathe in and breathe out. Step your feet towards the wide edge of your mat. Place your arms in the T position. Lower your knees towards the right, take your gaze to the left. Return the knees to center, and then lower your knees towards your left and take your gaze to the right. Windshield wipe out your hips just a couple of times. Notice if there's any additional space in your glutes. Make your way to hands and knees. Knees hip-width distance apart, hands in line with your shoulders. Step your left foot forward. Find a tall spine and clasp your right hand with your right foot. Hip hinge forward. Breathe deeply. If you're feeling any uncomfortable sensation in your knee, place a bend in your yoga mat for some additional support. Breathe in and breathe out. Release the pose. Step the left foot back. Step the right foot forward, hip hinge forward. You've been here before, and clasp your left hand around your left foot. If you have a little bit of trouble with your balance, that's okay. Meet yourself exactly where you're at. You are exactly where you need to be. The important thing is you made time for you. I don't know about you, but sometimes the hardest part is just getting on my mat. But once I'm there, I tend to finish the yoga practice. Is that what you do? Or do you stop halfway? Breathe in and breathe out. Draw your low belly in and up. Feel the stretch. Step your right foot back and roll the shoulders a couple of times. Breathe deeply. Separate your knees to the wider edge of the mat. Sit your bottom in between your feet. If that's uncomfortable, grab a pillow. Extend the right leg long, flex the ankle, move your left foot away from your glutes. Come to your elbows, lay down onto your back, place your hands in the T position. If you aren't here today, that's okay. Just sit up tall, draw your low belly in and up, and draw your chin down and back. Place a bend in your elbows and sit up. Extend the left leg long. Place a bend in your right knee. Move your right foot away from your glutes. Come onto your elbows. And then if you want a little bit more, come onto your back. Breathe deeply. Release this pose. Go slow. Step your feet to the wide edge of the mat. Lower your knees to the left, take your gaze to the right. Lower your knees to the right and take your gaze to the left. Seated windshield wipe. Extend your legs long. Roll your shoulders out. Walk your hands towards your feet. Return to a neutral spine. Hip hinge forward a couple of times before you find stillness. If you feel a lot of rounding in your upper back, feel free to grab yoga blocks or pillows to bring the floor closer to you. I'd rather see you just go a half an inch as opposed to a rounded spine. If you look onto the screen, I can't go very far myself. I'm not super flexible. Breathe in and breathe out. Release the pose. Come up onto your knees, long spine. Step your left foot forward. Flex your left ankle and bend and straighten the leg. If you feel yourself wobbling around and you want a little bit more stability, place your left foot onto the ground as you bend and straighten your leg. Now, bring your hands towards the floor. And if that's too much for you, just keep a tall spine. Rest the top of your right foot onto the yoga mat. Squeeze your shoulder blades together and breathe deeply. Draw your low belly in and up. Relax the muscles in your face. If your mind begins to wander, gently guide it back to this space. Place a bend in your knee. Return it towards your right. Come to a tall spine. Take just a moment and then step your right foot forward. Flex your ankle, or if you notice one side is a little bit more wobbly compared to the next, you can place that foot down onto the mat. But if not, keep your ankle flexed and bend and straighten your right knee. Next time the knee goes straight, hip hinge forward and walk your hands towards your yoga mat. Flex your right foot. Lift and spread your toes. Draw your navel towards your spine. Squeeze your shoulder blades together. Breathe in and breathe out. Place a bend in your knee. Step your right foot back, and the easiest way for you, make your way onto your back. Lower down one vertebrae at a time. Place your arms in the T position. Pick up your left foot and place it just above the right knee. Lower the right knee onto the ground. Feel the deep twist and take your gaze towards the right. Take a look at your left hand. Is your hand in line with your shoulders, or is it moving up or down? Come to alignment if applicable to you. Visualize your left knee coming forward, not towards your face, but away from you. Breathe deeply and feel the twist. Return to the neutral position. Hug your knees into your chest and gently rock from left to right. Lower your feet onto the mat. Pick up your right ankle and place it just above your left knee. Lower the right foot towards the ground on the left. Turn your gaze towards the right. Draw your navel point in and up. Press the right knee away from you. Breathe deeply. Release the pose. Come to a seated position. Separate the feet apart. Take your hands and gently pick up your left glute and your right glute to create a little bit space. And then walk your hands forward. Tall spine. And then walk them forward. One breath with one movement. If you can't go very far today, that's okay. Readjust your glutes as needed. And next time you walk with the hands forward, find stillness. Bend and straighten your elbows a couple of times for just a little bit more movement. Can you go a little bit farther? Are you rounding your spine? Draw your low belly in and up. Draw your feet together. Place your hands on your ankles. Roll your shoulders back a couple of times. Firmly press into all four corners of the feet. Visualize your knees coming towards the ground. Can you press down a little bit more? Breathe in and breathe out. Draw the knees together. Make your way back to your mat. Lower down onto the floor. Clasp your hands up overhead. Firmly press into all four corners of the feet. Lower your knees towards the mat. Notice how your glutes feel. Do you sit at a desk all day? Are you crunched over your phone? Do you make time for yourself? Release the pose and come to a comfortable seated position. Draw your hands to heart center. Take a bow and always commend yourself for making time for you. If you need to stretch a little bit longer, I've got plenty of videos for you to check out. Namaste.